Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in a world where chaos isn't just common, it's practically the law of physics? A world where danger shows up before breakfast, magic behaves like a drunk toddler, and the people around you are so incompetent they could cause a natural disaster with a spoon? Welcome to Mandy's world. From the very first episode, where she beats Death himself in a limbo contest and takes custody of him as if he's a poorly behaved pet, it becomes painfully clear that Mandy is built different. She doesn't scream, she doesn't panic, she doesn't even blink. She just stares, unbothered, like the physical embodiment of the word, seriously? Mandy lives in a reality that actively tries to break her spirit every single day. And the most terrifying part? It never succeeds. Now, most cartoons rely on slapstick, silly jokes, and exaggeration for laughs, but The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is different. Its humor doesn't come from characters failing, it comes from Mandy refusing to react. The more the world spirals into insanity, the calmer she becomes. Her stillness is the punchline, and we, the audience, can't help but laugh. Because watching Mandy survive Endsville is like watching someone defuse a bomb while two toddlers juggle chainsaws behind her. It's horrifying, ridiculous, and shockingly relatable. To understand why Mandy is the way she is, we have to look at her childhood, which, to put it gently, was not a Pinterest board of rainbows and glitter. Her early life was an emotional obstacle course designed by cosmic forces with a dark sense of humor. Imagine being 6 and already dealing with Grim, a literal skeleton who shows up in your backyard to take your friend's soul. Most kids get goldfish. Mandy got death. Billy, even as a toddler, was a natural disaster in human form. He could turn a peaceful sandbox into a nuclear event. Remember when he accidentally adopted a brain-eating meteor? Or when he unleashed a horde of hostile alien clowns? Mandy had to evolve or die. Childhood innocence? Mandy never got the memo. While other kids played with dolls, she was calculating survival strategies. While they colored pictures, she was navigating Grimm's spell misfires. And while they scraped their knees, she stared down interdimensional horrors like she was waiting in line at the DMV. Even her parents and teachers didn't stand a chance. Adults underestimate her constantly, and Mandy responds with the only thing more terrifying than the Grim Reaper: pure, silent judgment. But perhaps the cruelest part of Mandy's early life is this: no one acknowledges her emotional labor. She prevents disasters every day, stops magical catastrophes, and keeps Billy alive. And no one says thank you, not once. It's no wonder she grew up emotionally bulletproof. Mandy didn't lose her innocence, she had it forcibly evicted. Now let's talk about Mandy's friends, also known as the 3 reasons she'll need therapy for the rest of her life. First, there's Billy, a walking Pandora's box of stupidity. Billy doesn't just cause problems, he manufactures them at industrial scale. It's like he wakes up every morning and thinks, how can I make reality worse today? And he succeeds, consistently. Then we have Irwin, sweet, harmless, hopelessly in love, and chronically embarrassing. His attempts to impress Mandy usually backfire in catastrophic ways. Becoming a vampire? Terrible idea. Trying magic spells without supervision? Even worse idea. And finally, Grim, Death himself, who should, by all accounts, be the responsible adult of the group. But he's not. Grim is basically another child. He cries, he panics, he complains, and he constantly loses control of his own magic. Mandy spends more time managing Grimm's meltdowns than actual supernatural threats. Together, these 3 form the holy trinity of dysfunction: chaos, Billy; misguided devotion, Irwin; and incompetent power, Grim. And in the middle of it all is Mandy, the only person preventing Endsville from becoming a smoldering crater. Each friendship is a test, a trial, a punishment. But that's where the humor thrives. Billy screams, Grim fails, Irwin simps, and Mandy just exists, perfectly composed. It's comedy through contrast, and Mandy is the calm eye of a very stupid storm.
A normal day for Mandy is what most people would call a psychological emergency. Her morning routine? A gauntlet. Billy spills his cereal, which immediately mutates into a sentient creature. Grim waves his scythe too hard and accidentally opens a portal to the afterlife. Irwin knocks on the door with a poem he wrote for her, which somehow summons a demon. And that's all before lunchtime. Going to school doesn't help. In Endsville, even recess is a potential mass casualty event. One magic mishap and suddenly the gym teacher is a kaiju. Mandy's response? A sigh. A glare. A perfectly timed deadpan reaction as she solves the problem while her classmates scream. Every day, Mandy is forced to perform emotional triage, not because she wants to, but because no one else is capable. She is the designated adult in a world full of children, monsters, idiots, and Grim himself. Her inner monologue must sound something like, if one more magical creature appears before I've had breakfast, I'm conquering this entire planet out of spite. And honestly, she could.
All this relentless chaos has shaped Mandy's mind into something fascinating and terrifying. She is hyper-aware of everything around her. Nothing surprises her. Nothing shakes her. Her emotional control is so advanced it's practically a superpower. Psychologists would call this dissociation. Mandy would call it Tuesday. Her deadpan expression, that's armor. Her sarcasm, a defensive weapon. Her coldness, emotional efficiency. There's a reason she never displays vulnerability. In Endsville, vulnerability is an invitation for disaster. So she does the opposite. She becomes the most stable, predictable, emotionally fortified being in the entire series. But the price is high. She sacrifices joy. She suppresses innocence. She eliminates softness. And that tension, power versus cost, makes Mandy one of the most complex cartoon characters ever written.
If Mandy's world were just trauma, the show would be depressing. But it isn't, because the absurdity is so exaggerated it loops into comedy. Billy transforms into a giant nose. Grim accidentally destroys the universe. Irwin tries to flirt and ends up cursed by ancient spirits. And Mandy? She stands there, silent, unimpressed. That silence is the joke. The series uses timing brilliantly. Long pauses, sudden chaos, Mandy's flat reaction, it's comedic gold. She doesn't react to the absurdity. She neutralizes it. The world is a clown car on fire, and Mandy is the only one with a driver's license.
Mandy is a paradox. She's terrifying, unlikable, cold, and brutally honest. Yet we adore her. Why? Because deep down, everyone wishes they had her level of control, her composure, her confidence, her ability to stare chaos in the face and say, "Not today." She embodies a fantasy, the fantasy of being untouchable. We don't love Mandy because she's nice. We love her because she's powerful. We love her because she's right. We love her because she refuses to break. We love her because she says the things we're too polite to say.
She is catharsis wrapped in a tiny, terrifying package.
And that's why it truly sucks to be Mandy. Her world is chaos incarnate. Her friends are walking disasters. Her childhood was psychological boot camp. Her daily life is a battlefield. And her mind is a fortress built out of necessity. She doesn't survive Endsville because she's lucky. She survives because she's unstoppable. Watching her is a strange mixture of horror, fascination, admiration, and laughter, because Mandy is the perfect reflection of modern life. Absurd, chaotic, demanding, and best endured with dry humor and a stone-cold stare. Mandy isn't just a character. She's a survival strategy. And watching her endure, that, my friends, is pure comedy gold.